So Netflix just dropped its big year-end letter to shareholders, and let me tell you, it is packed with some absolutely massive numbers and even bigger plans. But why should we care? Well, because what they're planning could seriously change how all of us watch pretty much everything. Okay, let's get into it.
This letter isn't just a look back at a good year. It's a full-on roadmap for the future. And to really understand where they're headed, we're going to break it down into two parts. First, we'll look at their 2025 report card, see how they did. Then, we'll dive into the exciting part, the game plan for what's coming next.
All right, first up, that report card. And spoiler alert, the grades are really good. For the full year 2025, they brought in a staggering $45.2 billion in revenue. That's a 16% jump from the year before, which just shows how much steam this engine is picking up. And it's not just about the money, right? It's about how many people are watching. They completely blew past a huge milestone, now with over 325 million paid memberships around the world. I mean, think about that. They're now reaching an audience that's getting close to 1 billion people globally. Just wow. So what's fueling a lot of this growth? Advertising. Turns out their ad-supported plans are a huge hit. Ad revenue just exploded, growing more than 2.5 times in 2025 alone to over $1.5 billion. And honestly, this is a part of their business that's really just getting warmed up.
So, the main takeaway from their 2025 report card is this. It was a phenomenal year, no question. They nailed all their financial targets, and that success gave them the perfect, rock-solid launchpad for the ambitious plans they have coming up.
And just look at how they finished the year. This table here shows their final quarter. And you can see the momentum is just undeniable. Revenue shot up almost 18%, and their operating income, the actual profit they're making, grew by a massive 30%. That isn't just good, folks. That's the kind of financial firepower that lets you make the huge, industry-shaking moves we're about to talk about.
Okay, so they had a killer year. With that stellar report card as the foundation, let's get into the game plan for 2026, because this is where we start to see the future of entertainment really taking shape.
All right, play number one. It's exactly what you'd expect, but they're doing it on a whole new level. They are doubling down on what got them here, making incredible can't-miss shows and movies. This is the engine that powers the entire Netflix machine.
And in 2025, they really proved they've got the magic formula. I mean, hits like the final season of Stranger Things and Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein weren't just popular, they became these huge cultural moments. All told, viewership for their original stuff jumped by 9%.
So what does this mean for 2026? Simple. Keep that hit factory running at full tilt. They're bringing back massive fan favorites like Bridgerton and One Piece, and at the same time, launching enormous new projects from A-list creators like Greta Gerwig. The strategy is clear. Have something amazing for everyone all the time.
And hey, it's not just about what they're making themselves, it's also about what they're buying. They're signing major new deals to bring more blockbuster movies from huge studios like Universal and Sony onto the platform. The goal is to make their library deeper and more unbeatable than ever before.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just about movies and TV anymore. Their next big play is to move beyond the binge. They want to grab more of our attention with totally new kinds of entertainment.
And look, this is not some small side project. It's a massive push. They are pouring money into live sports, like the NFL and boxing. They're scaling up their cloud gaming so you can play games like FIFA right on your TV, no console needed. And they're even launching new things like video podcasts. The big idea here is to become your one-stop shop for entertainment, period.
But their biggest, most audacious play for the future isn't a show or a game or even a live sporting event. No, it's a move that could cause a truly seismic shift across the entire entertainment world.
So, you've strengthened your content, you're expanding into new areas. What's the final piece of the puzzle? For Netflix, it was a move so huge it could basically end the streaming wars. They decided to just buy one of their biggest competitors.
You heard that right. In December, Netflix announced it plans to acquire Warner Brothers. This is an all-cash deal that would bring the iconic studios, the legendary HBO brand, and the entire HBO Max service all under the Netflix umbrella. It's a really big deal.
So why would they do something so massive? Well, the letter lays out a pretty clear two-part strategy. Step 1, combine the content libraries to create an absolutely unparalleled selection. Just imagine Batman, Harry Potter, and Game of Thrones living right next to Stranger Things. And Step 2, use all that to offer more flexible, more personalized subscription plans for every kind of viewer.
And here's how Netflix is spinning it.
They say this deal will create more choice for us, the viewers, and more opportunities for creators. It's their vision for a stronger, more consolidated industry, one where a handful of giants have a truly unprecedented amount of power over what gets made and what we all watch.
Okay, let's bring this all back down to earth. What does all of this corporate strategy actually mean for you when you're just trying to find something to watch on a Friday night? Why should any of us care about these huge moves?
Well, in a nutshell, their entire game plan is built to deliver more value directly to you. By taking one of the world's most legendary content libraries and merging it with their own, while also pushing hard into live events and gaming, they are making a massive bet that they can become a completely indispensable part of your daily life.
Which leaves us with one last big question to chew on. With a strategy this ambitious, from creating global hits to literally buying its rivals, is Netflix even competing in the streaming wars anymore? Or is it aiming for something much bigger, to become the new Hollywood and redefine what entertainment even means for the next generation?